everybody, happy summer. I don't know how you guys are doing, but it's been crazy around here. Sorry I haven't been on. I've been working a few jobs and now it's summer. So I'm back in the kitchen. My goal for the year, or this season of Shanna's Humble Adventures, is money savings. Just honestly, it's been really rough moving to a new city. Things are expensive. It's a season in the world where things are expensive. So it's been crazy. So what happens in adversity? You have to think outside the box. So I guess God's always helping me to think outside the box, and that's exciting. So what I've started doing lately, instead of buying bread, is making bread. As you guys know, I love my gadgets. And really on this season of Shanna's Humble Adventures, I'm hoping to have a few guests on. I'm hoping to do some water bath canning. Thank you, Jane. We'll do that at some point. I'm hoping to just bring you cost savings in general, whether it's food, whether it's something I saw, or some new thing I'm using. So anyway, let's get into this right here. I am, let me move my camera a little bit, gonna make some raisin bread. So as you can see, or maybe not see because I moved it the wrong direction. Anyway, I've got butter melting. My husband's decided lately he doesn't love this microwave, so we've been doing more on the stove. In the raisin bread recipe, it says 1 cup of milk. Well, I don't have regular milk, so I'm going to use this organic coconut milk. What I'm making today is cinnamon raisin bread. So what I have is coconut milk. So I am going to let that heat up and get going with my bread machine here. We'll see how this goes, right? We'll see if this is good. I hope so. So lately I've been making rolls. It's a brioche roll recipe, but I'm super new to bread making. It tastes wonderful, but it's not light and airy, so I'm still working on that. And I'll have to have you guys pop on and see that and see if you're interested in trying to make it at your own house. Okay, so the first thing it says is to add some warm milk. Okay, so with the raisin bread, it says 1 cup of milk, and I got my coconut milk here, and I'm going to be pouring it into the bread machine. I have 2 tablespoons butter. And next it says 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now, even when the recipe calls for sugar, I don't normally put sugar in my bread, but this is sweet bread, so I will be putting 3 tablespoons of sugar. It said 2, and then the notes for the video said it probably needed just a little bit more sugar considering it's a sweet breakfast bread. So I put my sugar in, and now we're gonna do salt. Got my Redmonds. Let's see. 3/4. I love these little measuring spoons. Anybody have these from Pampered Chef? They're the best. I always have to hold my finger on them though to make sure they don't slide around. So 3/4 teaspoon salt. Then I need to put in 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now in the recipe, she said she puts a little bit more cinnamon because she likes it more cinnamon. So if you like more cinnamon, put more. If you like less, put less. I'm on the more cinnamon train. So I'm gonna put a teaspoon and maybe even a teaspoon and a half. Fill up my cinnamon up, I think. And then, let's see, 3 cups of flour. I have some bread flour. I normally keep mine in the freezer. So, I'm gonna put that in now. Let's see, I always like to double check my recipe just to make sure I have everything in it. So now we've got our 3 cups of flour. I can smell that cinnamon, oh my gosh. One day I'm sure they're gonna have smell-o-vision. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully it will be a good thing. Okay, so. I'm gonna put that on. And then I have to add my yeast, which is 2 teaspoons of yeast. Usually make a little well to kind of hide my yeast in here. Then I cover it up. Okay, now we're gonna set this on. I don't know what kind of bread machine you guys have, or if you're just gonna mix the dough. I've been mixing dough in here and then separating it and let it proof in my oven at 175 for like 40 minutes. And making rolls, so that's something I could do next time with this. But this little bread machine, it gives me the settings for what I would need to do for a sweet bread. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that. It's starting to mix. One thing I wanted to say is, again, this is raisin bread. So I keep my raisins in the fridge. I do a lot of stuff in the fridge and the freezer to kind of keep it fresh. So someone said to soak your raisins, and my raisins are hard because they've been in the refrigerator. So I might soak them in some water just while I'm waiting for my machine to beep here. And then another tip that they gave is to go ahead and add just a little bit of flour to the raisins, mix it up so that maybe it'll spread through your dough a little better. So when I get to the raisin part, I will come back to you. See you in a minute, friends. Okay, while we are waiting for that raisin cinnamon bread to get going, I made a sheet pan meal that we're gonna be having for dinner. So let's have a look. So basically sweet potatoes, chicken, asparagus, broccoli, beets. So I'm gonna put some olive oil on. Got my oven preheated to about 350. Might turn that up in the end. I am going to do salt. Redmond's salt, and you know, I won't put too much salt. People can always add that in the end. Cracked pepper, probably gonna put a little bit more olive oil to hit those sweet potatoes just to make sure they get nice and crispy. I like to have them flat. I don't have a lot of olive oil left. Got to use this stuff sparingly. But this is a great gift from a friend of mine that went to Europe. And thank you, ma'am. You know who you are. And I don't know about you guys, but I put my olive oil in the fridge. And I read somewhere that if it gets hard, then that's good quality olive oil. Then I'm gonna use some Adobe seasoning. I really like this Simply Organic brand, which is stuck in there. So, need a little knife to loosen it up. And this has garlic, onion, black pepper, oregano, bay leaf, and turmeric. Good for you. Smells really wonderful. Okay. I'm gonna use this very heavy. Okay, and I'm actually gonna put a little bit of lemon juice, just, okay. Now I'm gonna pop it in the oven and get back to you guys a little bit. I cut up a lot of chicken and I'm gonna prep some meals in a bag that we can either freeze or put in the fridge so we can have easy dump and go, either oven or crock pot, Instapot meals. Okay, see you in a few. Okay, here we go. I'm just trying to make some easy meals for the week. So I have I cut up chicken. It's in the oven for what's for dinner. And I am going to take this chicken I cut up and split it in between 2 Ziploc bags to either cook in my Instapot, you could do it in your slow cooker, or in the oven. Okay. I want to do about half. What do you guys do? How do you guys save time in the kitchen? You know, it's such a busy life these days. Working and taking care of our families and gardening and whatever you're doing. What do you guys do to save a little time in the kitchen? I am trying to prep more meals and need my knife to cut some of this chicken off. Like a piece of fat or something. I don't want that. Anyway, so what do you guys do? How are you saving time in the kitchen? Or maybe with your cleaning? Or, you know, how do you keep up with it all? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So please like, subscribe, and share. I'd love to make this a season where we get to share more information with each other and help each other just through this time of busyness and things being expensive. Like, what are your shortcuts? How do you save money? This is me kind of trying to save time to get more food prepped so that I don't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen every day. I have other things to do, as I'm sure you guys do too. Okay. I'm gonna wash my hands here. Okay. So I got those in the bags. See, one went over, so I have to switch out my towels. But I have a bunch of sweet potatoes left that didn't go in my sheet pan. So I'm gonna put this in with the chicken. Now, what should we do? I have these different jams that I might do with one of these. I'm not quite sure. But first I'm gonna make a curry chicken. And I think I'm gonna use my sweet potatoes. I've got a red onion here that I need to cut up. I'm gonna add that to it. And so I'll get that cut up and we can add our veggies. Let me get another cutting board. You guys can see what I'm doing. There's Sarah. She's got to be in every shot. She is such a diva. If you know her, you know. So here's my red onion, just to the point of it still being good, but I think if I wait a few more days, it's not going to be good. So, sorry, I'm trying to adjust my camera, right? As Brad would say, those of you that know Brad, technical difficulties. Okay, so I think I'm gonna slice some of this onion. As you guys know, I save all this onion peel to put in my stock when I make my chicken stock. It has such good flavor and nutrition. I should really have my fan on because my eyes are gonna start bothering me. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do this in this one with the sweet potato and the onion. It'd be nice if I had some zucchini or squash. I know some of you guys grow those, so how's your season going? It's been really hot here. I'm not sure how they grow stuff here. Ooh, that onion is getting to me, so I'm gonna move this aside. Oh, whoops. And let my eyes stop tearing up. And I'm gonna move my camera because I have all my stuff on this other sink for what, other side of the sink for what we're gonna be doing. You guys are getting a whole view of my kitchen here. Okay, so I am going to be taking a cup of yogurt. This happens to be coconut yogurt because that's what I have. I think that should be enough. I'm gonna actually do maybe like 2 cups of yogurt. Okay. I was following a recipe here. Gonna do pepper. This is again curry chicken. So this is cayenne. I don't know how spicy you like your stuff. We're not super spicy people. So I'm gonna put in 1/4 of a teaspoon. And I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. And I'm going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. I've never made curry like this. I usually just add curry, and that's really it. But I saw this and I thought, okay, that looks pretty good. So let's try it, friends, and see if we like it. I hope so. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I like garlic, so I'm gonna do a whole teaspoon of that. What's nice about cooking your own food is you can add your seasoning, change things around, and make it how you want. Let's see, ginger, probably not too much ginger. I'm gonna do 1/8 of a teaspoon. Little 1/8 of a teaspoon there. Let's see. Let's do, this is paprika. It's not open. So let's open our paprika. Making a mess. Yep, if you know me. That's what I do. I'm gonna do a heaping teaspoon of that. And of course I'm gonna try this before I get it going in the bag here. I'll probably add the rest of that onion and see what kind of green vegetable I'm gonna add tomorrow. So here's my curry. Oh, I love curry. So here's one. So there's 1 teaspoon. Okay. That was 1 teaspoon, and this is an easier one. So I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons of curry. And it says to do a bay leaf, which I'll put in the bag just for it to marinate, or maybe I'll wait till tomorrow, crunch it up and cook it. So then I need tomato paste. tomorrow. I'm going to put it in the Instapot on slow cooker and let it cook for the day. I tell you, I am a messy cook. How about you guys? Are you messy? I used to go to dinner with my sister, and we'd have the best time, and if we didn't have food on our shirt, it wasn't a good time. So, you know, I guess that's what I do in the kitchen when I'm cooking. I think maybe some carrots might be good in this. Maybe I'll sheet pan it when I get home. I haven't decided. What do you guys think? How should I make this? I need a scraper spoon. Okay, so my food's been in the oven for 20 minutes at 350. I'm going to turn it around and cook it at 450 for 15 minutes. And then hopefully dinner will be ready. We'll see. Alright, I'm turning. And I gotta turn up the oven. Smells good. Smells so good. Can't wait to eat dinner. Okay, set my timer. Alright, I'm back. Alright. So I hope this is good. We will see. It looks kind of, but that doesn't mean it tastes that way. Probably tastes really fantastic. Let's find a clean one I haven't used. I think it tastes good, but I think it needs salt and more curry. So my curry's almost gone. I'm gonna finish that off, and it needs salt. So I always use Redmond's, but I also heard about this Celtic salt, so I'm gonna try some of this today. Do a good amount of salt. Probably about a half a teaspoon here. A little more pepper. Supposed to add lemon juice. Maybe that breaks up the, well, it also says to add sugar, which I was not gonna do, but I think because it has this tomato paste, you need just a little bit of sugar to break up the acid. So let me get sugar. I normally really try not to use sugar. So I got a whole thing, a whole teaspoon, and I maybe used half a teaspoon. But it's a big amount of food that this is gonna go to marinate, so. Alright, let's try it with this spoon. I hate to say it, but it just needs more salt, and I think it's because of the tomato paste. And I will use the rest of that sugar. Okay, I think that should do it. this in here. I'm gonna let it marinate overnight. And this is what we're gonna have for dinner tomorrow. So see you later. Okay, here we go. Here's tonight's dinner. My bread is in the bread machine with a little bit more time to go. I'm gonna use this Chef's Reduction, which is basically balsamic, right? There's those jars waiting to start canning. Here it is, folks. Here's the raisin bread. There's what's left from dinner. Thanks for joining me tonight with my crazy hair. Anyway, I'm gonna try this raisin bread. And it turned out really good. I don't know about you guys, if you have a bread machine, it's supposed to beep. And I always miss the beep. And then I added the raisins and they weren't mixing in. So I was folding them in. And then it beeped, of course. And I'm like, ugh. But anyway. Yummy. Anyway. I took too big of a bite. You know, friends, use what you have. Make good food. And I will see you later. Bye.